Gangsta this week was actually really fucking fun, cause, well, I will be fair. For the first half of this, when they showed Doug interacting with Nick and Nick having fun with Nina, it was actually really nice. It actually felt like a very calm moment in the series, because give or take with how most of these episodes have been going, they have been chopping people up into pieces for like the past 2 episodes. So yeah, it's actually rather nice, man, to actually have something calm and mellow. There's also the whole thing of there's also a lot of information going all the way back into the warehouse killings, and when I believe that these are the 4 families. One that doesn't work with Twilight's, one that is, of course, Gina and her mercenary group. Then, of course, we have Danny and his family, and I believe that the other family I'm not sure which family that little girl is in. I mean, like the teenage girl is in. I'm not necessarily sure, but from what we gather from their meeting is that there probably could be an outside source that is sort of trying to mix things up and mess everything up, so that this whole Twilight thing, it can break down and then start up a major war in the town and probably kill everybody off. So that could be a thing. Also, going from that though, yeah, we finally do get to see the conclusion of Nick and Wallace's backstory. And the tragic thing is that Nicholas was actually left there by his father, and I think his father died in combat sometime after that, because he did actually call him a useless member, and he threw the pills down. I believe that they were uppers, but he threw those down and left Nick there, which that to our knowledge, well, he's like, which sort of comes out a little bit after, is the fact that Wallace had actually bought Nick from his father, and now he had his friend. However, because of that though, I think later on that night, while Nicholas was still recovering from, I believe from one of the jobs that he had came back, Warwick's father came, found him smoking and burned his eye with one of his cigarettes, and in retaliation of that, Nick went berserk and killed everybody in the fucking mansion and was about to kill himself, but then I keep saying Wallace. I keep using his actual name. I mean, Warwick pretty much says that he's not going to allow him to die that easy. He's gonna feel pain, man, for what he did. But at the same time, I'm like, I can sort of understand how kids sort of feel that way about their parents, even if they do discipline them unjustly. But even then, it's like the guy still tried to his father burned out one of his eyes. He destroyed one of his eyes with a cigarette. Nick does say something about that the eye is useless and he has to get out of there. But if anything, I think that he was just trying to cauterize the wound so that he doesn't constantly bleed out from there. And that's the end of their flashback. To be real with you, their flashback does sort of prove how close they are. But also, we do get a close off for Alice too, because apparently she has to constantly keep taking tranquilizers, because even though the drug is out of her system, the hallucinations, they may come back if she's under deep stress. And of course, she leaves and she asks Nick if he can stay with him and Wallace, and she tries to do it through sign language, but you know. Nick has his ways of saying yes, of saying that her sign language is bad. He can't understand anything from it. She has to go back. She has to study that book all over again and be careful with it. It's their only copy. But in the midst of them heading home, he catches a glimpse of two people who seem to have been killing off a lot of Twilights so far, and not necessarily Twilights who were tied down or anything. Most likely that they meet with them, their employee, and then they just kill them. But all in all, like from how all this is going though, it's like, yeah, all this is getting really hectic and really heavy. So yeah, until then, that is what I got to say about that. Please tell me what you think about this down in the comment section. If you like this video, please hit that like button. See you next time on the next John Graves Show. Please keep watching anime, keep playing video games. I'm out.